What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be going over perks in Rumbleverse. I'm going to be explaining what perks are, how you get them, and what each perk does, so stay tuned. So what are perks? Most of you guys probably know what perks are already, but perks are like a bonus effect slash boost that lasts the entire match once you earn them, and just gives you a little bit of an edge in the game. Now, in order to earn these perks, you actually have to deal damage. There is a little combat meter in the bottom right of your screen, and when you fill it up, you earn one single random perk. This perk will provide you with one bonus effect. Once the perk meter fills up and you get a perk, the meter will reset and you will have to deal more damage in order to get another perk. But each time the meter resets, more damage is required for you to get the next perk. And the maximum amount of perks that you can have in one match is 10. If you want to see the current perks that you have, not only will you get little icons in the bottom right of your screen, you can also go into the pause menu or the map. On the right of the map, you will be able to see all the perks you have. It'll show you the little icon and then give a quick explanation as to what it does. So either press start button on a controller or escape on the keyboard and you should be able to find all your perks. I already stated this earlier in the video, but each time the meter resets, you have to deal more damage to get the next perk. So first, you have to deal 500 damage, then 750, then 1000, then 1500, then 2000, then 2500, then 3000, then 4250, then 7000, then 10,000. Now 10,000 may seem like a lot of damage, but honestly, I kind of average around 9 to 10,000 to 13,000 even sometimes damage every match. So this really isn't as hard as you'd think it was, and you should be reaching usually around 6,000 damage every match. And this is just in duos. In solos, your teammate isn't going to be stealing any of your kills, and I've noticed that you actually get into more fights in solos. So getting the perks is honestly quite easy. So now you probably have seen the little icons in the corner of your screen while playing, and you might be wondering what those are. So now I'm going to explain what each perk does and what their icon is. So up on screen, you can see aerodynamic. Basically what this does is causes bigger explosions from lower altitude elbows. This can be really useful if you really like using elbow drop. Personally, I use it more from height than lower altitude, but this could still be really useful. Next up, we have ballistic. Perform a ballistic blow after landing a drop kick. So basically, you do a drop kick and then you do a ballistic blow. It's just like another way to combo and just another way to deal a little bit of extra damage. Now we have bombastic. Hammer fist combo ender causes explosion. So basically what this means is the hammer fist combo, at the end of it, there will be a tiny little explosion, dealing a little bit of knockback and damage, and boosting those enemies away from you that are coming up from behind. Brain Buster is another simple perk, and basically all this does is levels up your vicious attack. So nothing really changes, your vicious attack is just going to be a little bit stronger. Like I said, a lot of these perks aren't crazy, but still, once you start racking them up, they can become really, really useful. And even if it is one of the worst perks like this, you can't really complain because it is still a little bit of an advantage over your enemies. Now, my personal favorite perk, and what I think is probably the best, is meditative. Basically, this allows you to stand still and then you slowly regenerate health. This is probably gonna get nerfed or honestly even taken out of the game at some point, I have a feeling, because you can literally just camp in the corner if no one sees you. Usually you'll get pulled up on by a bunch of people, but if you find a good spot, you can just stand still and then you can heal yourself all the way back up to full health. Nimble is another really, really good bonus. Nimble allows you to dodge with 50% less stamina being used. This may not seem crazy, but trust me, stamina is super important in fights, and if you dodge a lot like I do, dodging is honestly one of the most important things in this game. This will really allow you to just last longer in the fights. If you're using less stamina to dodge, you'll also be able to use more stamina towards attacking. Rabbit foot allows you to long jump with 40% less stamina being used, and long jumping is basically when you dash and jump at the same time. I actually don't use this as much as I should. I kind of forget about it because usually I don't like dashing aimlessly because I don't want to waste my stamina. This is still really good for getting away from fights, but isn't my personal favorite. Now, runner is similar to rabbit's foot, but this is even better. Dashing costs 40% less stamina. This is like incredibly overpowered. Not only for escaping fights, it allows you to get into the action quicker, escape quicker. This is just a really good perk. Sadistic is another perk I really like. This is dealing damage to heal yourself by 2%. So basically, whenever you deal damage, you are getting a little bit of health back. This perk isn't as good as meditative, but I still think this is a really good perk to have, because sometimes you don't even realize you have it and you're in a fight, and then all of a sudden you realize that you're gaining health just by winning the fight. Next up, we have Satisfaction. Satisfaction allows you to eliminate a player and gain some energy and health. This is more like gaining 50 shield or health whenever you kill an enemy in Fortnite Arena, because what happens when you get a kill, you're gonna get a little bit of health and a little bit of energy, kind of just boosting you up. It's called Siphon, but this is also a really good perk to have. Any perk that heals you or kind of replenishes your stats is probably the better ones in my opinion. These are the ones that I feel like are really going to give you an edge over your opponent. Temper is another one. This allows you to deal 20% more damage after taking damage. So this one is kind of weird. If you get hit, then basically when you go back to hit them, you'll deal 20% more damage. So like I said, in no way, shape, or form is this bad. But you know, you do have to take some hits for this one to actually come into play. But still a good perk to have. The Burn is another healing perk, and basically what this does is it restores 20% of your health after using a protein pod. And a protein pod is basically when you use like a health potion, an energy potion, or a strength potion to boost your stats. So basically anytime you use one of these, your health will restore by 20%. This is really good at the start. Towards the end, you might not need it as much because your stats will probably be filled up, but this still is definitely good. Weapon Master is a perk that causes weapons to deal 30% more damage, and this one is actually crazy good because weapon priority is really good in this game. If you hit first, or if you hit with a weapon when they're just striking normally, you will always get that priority and you'll be just dealing extra damage. Wind Fist is a perk that basically when you get back up after getting knocked down, the back fist that you do, like the little move when you get up after getting knocked down, it clears more space. So basically it's just bigger and kind of pushes your enemy back a little bit further. This one might seem kind of small, but this can actually be really useful for getting back up on your feet and preventing your enemy from comboing you any further. So this is really good to have too. Now last but not least, we have Woo. This is basically just a basic attack and a charged basic attack build more superstar. So basically whenever you're dealing damage just with a charge attack or a normal attack, your superstar meter is going to go up quicker. This can be super useful because I've noticed that superstar mode has literally saved me so many times. The amount of times that I probably would have died if I didn't have it and wasn't able to use it is crazy. It also allows me to get a lot more eliminations, and I would definitely recommend using it. So this can be a really useful perk. So those are all the perks in Rumbleverse. You can only have 10 of them at a time, so you can't be completely decked out. But trust me, this is why I don't recommend camping, because the more you camp, the less damage you're going to deal, which means the less perks you'll have. So really try and go out, get into some fights, deal some damage, and get some perks. Perks are super useful, and although you can't control which perks you get, this is overall just a really fun system. I really like the perks, and I really like how they work because I feel like they're not crazy overpowered. You can still win with skill, but they're still nice to have, and you don't actually have to go around and loot for them. You just get them by fighting. So you just get into the action. I feel like that's a good part about this game, is that you just get into the action constantly. If you found this video helpful at all, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. It helps the video get out to others. And subscribe, because I make tons of Rumbleverse content that's gonna help you get better and keep you up to date with the latest and greatest Rumbleverse news. So guys, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.